Imagine you're handed a tool, one that millions of people used to rely on every day, and you're told, if it doesn't work for you, then you're probably just using it wrong. That assumption is so normal that you don't even think to question it. So you adjust. You adjust your grip, you change how you stand, how you sit, and how you move. You stop questioning the tool. Instead, start questioning yourself. But what if the tool was never designed for you in the first place? Hi, my name is Clara, and I'm a sophomore here at Concordia. Many real-world facilities are historically accommodated to men's physiological needs because it was long treated as a universal standard. This often overlooks the physiological differences between men and women. Men are typically taller, have more muscle, and have lower body fat. In contrast, women generally have higher body fat percentages, wider hips, and different organ sizes. These differences make daily convenience, efficiency, and safety worse for women. Vehicles, sport equipment, and many other public facilities are designed for men's physiology. Once I noticed this, I started seeing it everywhere. In the small, everyday things, like struggling to open jars calibrated for men's grip strength, or pushing through heavy public doors designed around the average male strength and height, or even waiting in long restroom lines because women simply need more time and more stalls. At first, these felt like minor inconveniences, annoying but easy to ignore. But these inconveniences aren't accidental either. They're the results of systems being built around one type of body. And when I started researching on what else was designed in this way, I expected to find more inconveniences, but instead what I found was something far more serious. One statistic from the US Democratic Women's Caucus shocked me. Across the percentage of car accidents that happen for both genders, it is found that women are 73% more likely to be seriously injured than men. And the reason? According to the system, women drive wrong. Now, before you throw down your stereotypes, it is not because we are bad drivers, but because cars weren't designed with our bodies. Women are considered out-of-position drivers, since we typically sit further forward to reach the pedals and more upright to see over the dashboard. This is not considered a standard position, which puts us at a higher risk for internal injuries and collisions. Having accurate data for women has been desperately needed. But finally, someone fixed this. In 2024, we got the very first anatomically correct female crash test dummy. Swedish engineer Astrid Linder has created what's called SET50F, which actually represents a woman's body. It has a female-shaped pelvis, breasts, and is packed with 150 sensors to measure impact in areas where women are more vulnerable. But until 2023, and think about that for a second, we've been using female crash test dummies that were just scaled-down male dummies, meaning safety features, from seatbelts to airbags, weren't optimized for us. Have cars been around for over a century, and we're just now getting things right? So why isn't this bigger news? Here's the frustrating part. Regulatory boards for car safety still only require testing with male model dummies. So even if car manufacturers wanted to test with Linder's female dummy, there is literally no place in the official safety requirements to include that data. The next crucial step is getting the regulators to update the requirements to include both male and female models, because safety shouldn't be designed for just half the population. Learning about these design biases made me notice something else. That bias isn't just built into machines. It is built into how we judge bodies, movement, and strength. Women who lift heavy are often called too muscular, while men who aren't strong enough are seen as weak, showing how gender bias shapes what kinds of bodies are accepted. Similarly, there is a strong stigma that links the sport of pole dancing to sexual labor. However, despite the stigma, I made a choice of my own to try a new workout practice that would force me to work with my own body and not against it. Last November, I started to learn pole dancing. The more I practice, every time I push, pull, fall, heel, and get back up, I find out that the stigma was a false narrative. What I found was not shame. Instead, it was strength, control, and an intense awareness of my own body. In reality, pole dancing is a way of expressing empowerment and body autonomy. It not only requires extreme upper body strength, but also a strong mentality to enjoy the bruises that will be on your limbs afterwards. For the most of my life, I treated my body like something I just had to deal with. Pole dancing forced me to listen to it instead of judging and questioning it. Astrid Linder revealed bias by studying the bodies our systems were built around. Pole dancing revealed bias to me by showing how powerful my body can be, yet it can still be judged by stigma. Neither of us started by trying to inspire anyone. We began paying attention to what didn't feel right, and that attention is where change begins. The bloom effect isn't one dramatic moment. It is when awareness spreads from one observation to one innovation, from one overlooked detail to an entire shift in mindset. Bias exists in our everyday lives, but how we respond to it, whether we redesign systems or challenge assumptions, is what inspires real change. Change doesn't have to be extreme. It has to be reasonable and proportionate. We obviously can't accommodate everyone with different conditions and needs. But when the balance feels ambiguous, that's exactly where we should slow down and examine the trade-offs, because many of them are worth our time and more change is possible than we think. Whatever inspires you, science, a family experience, a sport, a skill, don't ignore it. Find bias within that field and challenge them to create change. Let inspiration radiate outwards, shaping not just who you become, but the world you help redesign.